That's what they needed to do, you see. Just like they did the same thing with ISIS and Al Qaeda, how they kept filling up the banks like in Mosul before they come in and storm the place and collect the billions of dollars, making them the wealthiest terrorist organization in the world. Or how the CIA would make these drops of weapons and hardware and tanks right there where the ISIS would had built their bases, okay? And say, oops, we didn't know what we did. Oops. You armed ISIS and you say, oops, we didn't know what we did? You should have all been executed like dogs in the street, okay? For arming these animals. These are not Muslims, these are animals. The things that they were doing, they had nothing to do with Islam, okay? Islam is a peaceful religion, but let me explain. It doesn't mean we lay down, not to you, whoever the hell you are. We don't lay down to the evil empire or to any other empire. That's not what we're here for. Islam means the complete and total submission to God alone. And we know who God is. We have the 99 names of God. We know how to identify him. We know the attributes, okay? So we will never surrender. If you want the front line defense and the front line offense in this war, this jihad on these jinn, it's your Muslim brothers and sisters. That's who we are. That's what we're here to do. We're here for justice, as a mercy from God, to bring you back, hopefully to enlighten you, to wake you up, to let you know that the enemy is upon us. They're at our throats. And we're here to do something. We have to do something to save your children, to save your souls. You won't do it for us. Do it for your children. Do it for your parents. Do it for your other loved ones who they murdered through these neuro-bio weapons that they were trying to kill us with, and they ended up killing your family, hurting your loved ones. Don't let them get away with it, please, for the love of God. If you've ever had any humanity in you, don't let them get away. Again, I'm a straight shooter. I don't beat around the bush. I told you everything from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna do the best I can to disperse this video. I'm gonna go to a marketing company. I'm gonna go all over the place. Like I told you boys, you came to the right son of a gun, okay? I'll do what I can. I don't care. I'm stupid with money anyway. I gambled so much. I lost so much money. I don't give a shit. Okay? So what difference does it make to me? Like I said, the clubs and the hoes and the casinos, that can all wait. I have time. If I can save human lives, I'm a happy man. Maybe that'll, get me a nod upstairs, with our Lord Almighty. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe it'll get me a good seat somewhere. I'm okay with that. It's worth it. All the sins I did in my life, my goodness, you wouldn't believe the things I did. Hey, it was fun, but now it's time to get serious. Okay, you repent to God, you ask for forgiveness, and that's what I did. That's between me and God. I don't have to talk to you about my sins or anything else. None of your damn business. I'm just letting you know that I was an average person like you. Time to step up, though. The trumpet is being blown. We're being called to action. It's time to pay the fiddler. I'm using all these terms. I'm hoping to trigger something in your head to wake you up. Okay? There's a lot at stake here, boys and girls. Please don't forget. I'm going to show you downtown now, just to give you a glimpse of the disaster zone that we have here. This is all because of the coronavirus. I think it's Thursday night. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Friday night. I didn't really pay too much attention to what it said. Anyway, you see, behind me, this is Fifth Avenue, and I don't know. That's maybe F Street, I think. Okay, this is what happened. They destroy the economy on purpose to force our hand, to make things too expensive for us. They're jacking up the price of fuel. They want to go to $100 a barrel of fuel. $100? Why? Why? Why all the taxes on gas? Why? What for? To apply pressure to us, to hurt us, to keep us down. California and their green Nazi policies and whatever the hell else they're coming up with here, that they're psychopaths. They're going after you and they want 10 cents for a plastic bag. California, I figured out a long time ago, hates people. They hate humankind. Straws, they want to get rid of straws. This is how you fight things? This is how you fight for the environment, you morons? I got a solution for you. A lot of these garbage trees that you put around everywhere that don't produce fruit, that they don't produce any kind of nutrition to the homeless or nothing, how about we get rid of these and put them with good nutritious fruits? Keep planting trees everywhere so it makes fresh air. It makes fresh air. You know, it collects the carbon and it puts out fresh air. Okay, that's what it does. Okay, and not only that, you'll notice when you go into an area, especially in the evening, and there's a lot of vegetation, it is degrees, many degrees cooler. Okay, this is, I don't know how to explain it, but I've noticed this. I think what ends up happening is with more vegetation, you end up having more water, more precipitation. It creates something with the clouds. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I can't explain it to you, but I know that there's a connection somehow, some way. Okay, that we don't have to ban straws and plastic bags like a bunch of morons. You know, plastic bags, they have some sort of amoebas or something that eats plastic. They are doing all these things on purpose. They don't make mistakes again. Time to wake up, guys. Time to wake up. We are on the precipice of something gigantic here. We can't let our children, our families, our loved ones, we can't let them be murdered. They have to pay the price, these Jinn, Jinn, look it up. They have to pay the price. Otherwise we lose the war. And God told us in the Holy Quran, we're not going to lose the war. He's standing with us. And we will all come to obey our Lord. Not to get too religious on it, but I have faith. I have faith that this is going to be a gigantic move. It's going to make all the difference in the world. I think between now, I think it's January 20th, 2022, and about April, you're going to see a whole different world. As far as Trump's concerned, I still haven't been able to figure him out exactly. I think he's one of them. I can't tell for sure. Biden and Harris, I know that they are Jinn, okay? And the other so-called Democrats or whatever. You have to look at their policies. That's primarily what it is. The reason I'm confused by Trump is because he did things that wouldn't make any sense, like assassinating the Iranian general that was fighting ISIS, the top general, the Iranian Rambo, and he would go out and he'd murder him. He'd drop that bomb on him or whatever. Why? Why'd you do that, you stupid son of a bitch? Why? What for? Why were you trying to start a war in January of 2021? What was the purpose? Other things he did was by building the American embassy in Jerusalem. I'm a Palestinian Lebanese, okay? When you take actions like this that you have no idea what the hell you're doing, you are giving the enemies of God, you're giving them a hand up. You don't know what you're doing. I know that's what we have to tell ourselves. That's what I have to tell myself about Trump. Maybe he didn't know what he's doing. Maybe he's just a moron. Maybe they got to him because they did the same thing with JFK in the beginning until JFK smartened up and figured out what they were up to. So keep an eye on Trump, okay? He's still gray water. I can't figure out exactly where, a gray zone. I can't figure out where he stands in all this. But as for the others, the majority of the others, you can be sure they're criminal Jinn, and they have to be held accountable. Pfizer, probably Moderna, all these vaccine companies that were involved, since the SARS thing, since all these epidemics and pandemics were coming out of nowhere. Okay, these names can be found. By the way, one of the ways you'll know that I'm onto something is you're going to see massive suicides, high-level suicides happening. That's one of the ways. You're gonna be stunned in the next few days, few months about what you're gonna be seeing. And this is the proof in the pudding, my friends. They figured it out. They know what's coming. They're gonna be diced. not chopped, diced. Okay? We can't let them get away with anything. Justice is at hand. God put us here to be just and to find justice. They have to be held accountable. Anything else I want to tell you? I love you all. Never said that to a bunch of strangers on YouTube before. But if you're human beings and you have humanity in your heart and you have love and you want the best for mankind and for the babies and the children and just for a beautiful earth that God has given us, then I'm your brother and we're on the same page and we all want what's best for each other. Okay, that's why we are united against these enemies of God. What else? I'm trying to make this as if it's my last ever video in case something happens. I'm trying to remember to tell you everything, just in case. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. Don't fall for their lies. They're very, very good liars, as it's been told many times in the Holy Quran. That these demons, these jinn, what they're up to. Trust in God. Vaccines, 9/11, which you know is an inside job. God, I wish I could remember what else I need to tell you. If I remember, I'll try to make another video. This has already been too long, and odds are they'll never let me post it. But I'll do my best. I'm gonna keep fighting. Oh, and I remembered now with TikTok, and you're gonna love this. So what ends up happening is, literally last night around 9 p.m., I finally get my Pentagon, Pfizer video up. Okay, oh, no, actually I had it up before, but it wasn't really getting any hits. It wasn't getting any traction. 100, 150 people, no big deal. So I say to myself, I'm screwing around with the app, and I don't know how to use the damn thing. They're all complicated, purposely, and the censorship and everything else. So anyway, somehow, some way, I fuddle my way through, and I figure out how to actually pay for a promotion. Pay for a promotion on a video, and I said, wow, if I could pay for a promotion, this would be the video. This is a video I'd want to be seen around the world. So I put 25 bucks. It's not much, but it's just to see what was going to happen. I don't know. I was just trying it out. I put 25 bucks towards New York, New York. Okay, I'm looking for the most amount of people, the concentrated amount where there's a chance this video is going to go global. And then the other section, and then I posted another $25 for Hollywood, California, Los Angeles. Okay, so 50 bucks altogether. And this is around, and this is around 9 p.m. What ends up happening is, by about it actually starts to take off incredibly. I got by around 1 o'clock in the morning over 1,108 views at last I'd seen, from about 150 views, shares, likes, everything. So I go to sleep. By the time I wake up, I'm tired, still healing from all the corona and everything. My heart, my chest, there's still something stuck, but I'm pulling through it all. So what ends up happening is I get a nice little message from TikTok telling me basically, congratulations, you're permanently banned. We've shut down your app. So what do? I sit there and I take every screenshot I can of everything I can, and all the little holes and all the other nooks and crannies. I take all the information I need, because I'm gonna bury TikTok. I'm gonna bury them. The only thing I need is I need to find a lawyer with balls, which I have never been able to do, other than one gentleman who just passed away. I believe he had a law firm in San Diego called Mondaire Law. I started calling around today looking for lawyers, okay? People who advertise, who pretend they're tough guys. Oh, I'm a trial attorney. I'm this, I'm that. So I'm looking for people with balls to take on TikTok, because I got the groundbreaking evidence that's gonna nail them to the wall, and because they are engaged in a conspiracy of murder cover-up. Okay, That's what this is, and more. And there's many other charges that I'm sure a district attorney or somebody could think of. Anyway, so I called and I speak to somebody. They say, we're sorry, Mr. Monder just passed away this last weekend. Can you imagine that? Young man, he's about my age, 43, 44 years old, handsome. You know, I believe he was bald. I'd never actually met him in person, but I spoke to him on the phone, and he was the only person who actually I'd called him about a problem, and he says, listen, this is what you do, 1, 2, 3. Just he was talking to me on the phone, being a nice guy, friendly guy. 1, 2, 3. He says, if it doesn't work out, come and see me. It ended up working out. I took his advice, and I fixed the hell out of that problem. I took care of that. I showed him who's who and what's what, and it worked out beautifully. God bless you, Mr. Monder. May God rest your soul. May God take you straight to heaven. Anyway, what else? So I continue on my quest to try to find attorneys with balls and brains and guts to take on the situation. There are none. If you happen to be one, or if you happen to know any, please pick up the phone, okay? I can't give you my number directly on this video, but you can go to one of my dumb websites that I put up, carcows.com, carcows.com. Go to it and call me. My number is there. My nose looks funny, I just noticed. I need to get that fixed. Or maybe I'm holding the camera the wrong way. Who cares? Anyway, yeah, sometimes I get sidetracked. You know, that's that normalcy bias of some kind, I don't know. But anyway, if you got the balls and the brains, you go, Mr. Attorney, Mrs. Attorney, lawyers, you know, anybody with balls and brains that are willing to join me in this fight, to join me in this jihad against these animals, these jinn. Pick up the phone. Let's unite. Let's build our army. Let's build our resources. Let's get this thing going, because we can't wait around. Nobody's coming to rescue us. They're not coming to help you. They're not coming to rescue you. We got to put our heads together and figure this out. That's what we have to do. Otherwise, we're dead meat. But like I said, the Holy Quran said we're going to beat them. We're going to get through this, and we're going to make them pay one hell of a heavy price. Anyway, but that's one of the primary things. TikTok banned my video. I have all the evidence on them, and we're going to file a $555 million lawsuit. And it's going to read in the headlines around the world, San Diego taxi driver, that's what I was, San Diego taxi driver sues TikTok $555 billion. I know the company is worth about maybe 50 or 100 billion. But guess what? This is how we crack their eggs. This is how we bring them to their knees. Okay? This is how we bring all the other social media onto their knees and chop off their heads. There will be no more censorship in America. Nobody's going to be deleting your videos or your accounts or choking your throats, not allowing you to get your voice be heard. We're going to put an end to all that. That comes to an end now. It's over. This is Judgment Day. Facebook, Twitter, who else? Jeez, I can't think. TikTok, Instagram, OfferUp, Craigslist, eBay, everybody. Any of these banking SOBs, all these bankers and Federal Reserve that have been holding down the people through interest rates and everything else, loan shark rates, and by the way, this interest rates, high interest rates, is called usury. This is a way to turn you into slaves. That's what they've done. They've turned us all into slaves, and that's what we have to understand, what we have to wake up to. Okay? You can't allow it to happen anymore. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. This is slavery, but of a different kind. You get to live in your own house if you have one, but you're technically a slave. We have to put an end to their evil systems. That's what we have to do. You have to wake up. Get out of the matrix. Put an end to the normalcy bias. Put an end to it. Okay? What you're seeing, this horror, this terror, it's real. It's not bullshit. The video didn't freeze. I just needed it to sink in. I hope it did. I pray it did. God willing. Inshallah, which means God willing. You're waking up now. You're realizing what's happening. Tomorrow's a new day. You're going to share the video. Friends and family and social media, whoever the hell you can get it to. And we're going to wake all our brothers and sisters up. And let me tell you, there's a gentleman, one other person in particular, that I have to do a shout out to. A great man, which I believe is going to be an American general, a major American general, greater than any other that came before him. His name is Patrick Little. We have to find Patrick Little. He was running for a Republican seat in California until they kicked him out and they discriminated against him, and then they basically threw him out of the event and just tore the man down. This is a passionate, God-fearing, human-loving, devoted American and human being. He loves everybody, and he's the kind of person you have to see his video. I'm going to try to post it, but they keep deleting it because they keep throwing out terms like he's anti-Semitic. He's not anti-Semitic. He's anti-evil. Okay? There's a big difference between real Jews and these creatures that put on Jewish costumes and do all the evil things they do. And we also have some of them in Islam and some of them in Christianity. The ones who get away with absolutely horrible things under the guise of religion. This all comes to an end. This is your judgment day. It's all over. You have to be made aware. That's what's happening. This is San Diego. It's one of the most beautiful places, one of the most beautiful downtowns. And if you saw it now, it's horrendous. Horrendous. The politicians destroyed it. They let this thing fall apart. They let the homeless get sick and get diseases and die in the street. They're defecating everywhere. They let this happen on purpose. Okay? George Carlin used to say it. These elites were doing this on purpose. The owners, he used to call them in his skits. The guy was not a comedian. He was an American philosopher. Like another one named Hicks. These were great American philosophers that were trying to explain things to you dummies so you'd understand what was really happening. They were taking complex ideas and transmitting them to you in a funny way, hoping one day you're going to wake up. This is your wake-up call. The trumpet's being blown. The fiddler needs to get paid. The fiddler, whatever the hell that saying goes. Okay, he's playing his pipe. Now it's time to pay the piper. Piper, not fiddler. Sorry, fiddler's on the roof, I think. Anyway, that's where we are now. That's where we're standing. Yep. You see the police behind me? There you go. I wonder if somebody called them. You never know. Dealt with them before many times. Always beaten them so far. Thank you, Lord Almighty. Praise God. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. What else can I tell you? I think I've taken enough of your time. I think I did the best job I could. Don't rest. Don't rest. The wicked don't rest. You don't rest either. We have to put an end to this. We have to expose them. We have to do everything we can. We have to find alternative sources. It costs $10 to get a website up. $10. With hosting, I think it's like 60. But it's like $10 to buy a website. Okay, there's things we can do. We can find alternative ways and resources to get our point across. Here's another one. Uh-oh, it's getting hot in here. Right? You know what's coming next. Maybe they popped me. Who knows? Talking too much. You know what happened to poor JFK. Anyway, God bless you all. Okay, and God help us all. We have a serious job in front of us. We're gonna win. I can tell you that. There's many more of us than there are of them. We're gonna win. religions have to stand together. We can't be divided like in the early days of Islam, how the devil divided the Sunnis and the Shia over some stupidity, as if God made mistakes. As if God made mistakes, gentlemen. God doesn't make mistakes. He said you are to be Muslims. He didn't say be Sunni, be Shia, be Batiha, which means watermelon. He didn't say that. He said you are to be Muslims, united under God. I think it's in the Pledge of Allegiance. One nation united under God. And that's what this comes down to. We have to wake up, we have to gather ourselves, and we have to defeat these evil SOBs. Okay? Much love to you all. God bless. And I'll see if I can make some notes next time, gather the information and put it out. But we're going to go after TikTok first because I got all the evidence. They screwed up big time. I got the receipts, I got everything. And their party's going to come to an end, and using them, we're going to put them on the ground and all the other social media on the ground, and we're going to put an end to all this censorship for once and for all. Okay? Joe Rogan and Dana White, God bless you. Unbeknownst to you, you saved my life. You said those magic words. Joe Rogan said it. I wasn't sure. Dana White said, hey, Joe Rogan's advice worked. It stuck in my heart. Okay, I remembered it as I was dying in my bed with 5% energy left. I remembered it, and it made all the difference. And the miraculous thing is, I find the answer on that stupid site OfferUp. Wait till I tell you what OfferUp did. When I'd found the person on OfferUp that had the ivermectin for sale, I started communicating with her. 100% true story. 100%. Everything I said is 100% true. I've bet my life on it. Okay, 100%. I started communicating with him. And what ends up happening, I was smart enough to send him my name and my address, and I'm begging and pleading with him, please bring me this ivermectin or whatever the hell else you have in this picture. You had the hydrochloroquine and the ergofuron in the picture. He said, a couple of bucks, no problem. I'll pay you whatever you need. Just get me the drugs here, so I can save my life. Excuse me, I can save my life and the life of this poor lady that I got, that got sick from me. Okay. In the middle of the communication, as I'm communicating to him through their app of OfferUp, they cut it off. They cut off the communication. My head is spinning. I think I said something to the guy. I don't know what. Maybe I was, we were talking about money. Maybe he got upset with me. I thought maybe he deleted the conversation, ended it, and erased it. It's a miracle of God. The guy saved my phone number, saved my name, saved my number, my address, and he calls me a few minutes later. Tells me, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. Do you still want the medication? I said, absolutely. I'm dying. I couldn't stand. I swear to God, I couldn't stand at the door. I had to sit on, right next to the door. I have a chair. I could not stand. That's how sick I was. I brought him the money to the door. The guy came to the door. I gave it to him. He said, just throw the money outside. I'm worried. I don't know if he put fake stuff in there. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm weak. I couldn't fight him if I wanted to. I took a chance. I've depended completely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty. I was depending on him. But he turned out to be one angel of a man. God bless him. Okay, I don't want to say his name to get him in trouble, because we know how the system works in this evil empire. So he gets me the medication. I take it. I start improving. A few days later, I'm still stunned by what happened about the conversation. So I call him. I'm sorry, my side's hurting and I have to rub it. I've been standing here too long. So I call him and I say, sir, please, I need to talk to you by phone. I need to thank you. You saved my life. I have to say it to you, voice to voice. He calls me up. I say, God bless you, brother. You saved my life. You saved this poor lady's life. You were an angel to me. You did the incredible thing, but I have to ask you a question. I said, when we were talking on OfferUp, what happened? Why did you get mad at me? Or why did you delete the conversation? He tells me, brother, I didn't delete the conversation. They did. Think about that. They did. They deleted the conversation as we're talking because they're censoring words and pictures, things that they don't want the people to have access to or get information to. They deleted it. That's what they did. That's what happened. Okay? What does he tell me? He tells me, oh yeah, they do it all the time. They do it all the time. What do you mean? He says, yeah, I mean, I got these drugs, he tells me. I saved my mother's life. And when I saw that it worked for my mother, I wanted to help others. My God, what a human being. This is a soldier of God right here. He says, I want to help others. Absolute inspiration to everybody. God bless him. I want to help others. But he says every time I post on OfferUp, on Craigslist, on Facebook, on any of these sites, they delete it. They delete it. They don't want the information getting out. They want people getting vaccinated. They want people getting boosters. That's what they want. You understand? This is an assault on humanity, assault on mankind. They don't want the information getting out there. Look at the stories that are going to be coming out now and have already been coming out now of the people that are getting sick from the vaccines. They're never going to be normal again. They took these time bombs into their bodies. They said somewhere along the line of 60 or 70% of Americans got vaccinated. That's just Americans. Think of the people around the world. Biden, that son of a bitch, he took the AstraZeneca, which according to the doctor that I had spoken to and the nurse, AstraZeneca was one of the worst ones. They took all the AstraZeneca because they knew it was really bad garbage, and they dumped it on Africa. And he said it. I heard him say it. Oh, we got rid of it all. We sent it to Africa. Why? Because the blacks are not human beings? Why? Why do you do shit like this? Why do you do the evil things you do, you sons of bitches? Why? You sons of Satan. You evil jinn. Why? Why can't you just act normal? Why can't you act like human beings? It reminds me of something called the Bayer aspirin scandal that happened many years ago, and I think it was an MSNBC, the guy that was talking about it, where somehow, some way, they found out, okay, that Bayer aspirin, or basically what they found out that there was AIDS in Bayer aspirin, okay, because it's so easy. AIDS is everywhere. You could find it. I don't know, in apples and everywhere. They found that it was HIV positive Bayer aspirin medication. So what did they do? They collected it all, the ones that were in the US and Europe, and they sent it to poor countries instead of destroying it. The clip is out there. Call me a liar, you morons, you zombies. Call me a liar. Or actually get off your butts and go look for it. It's out there. Put in Bayer, go ahead, Google it, even Google it or on YouTube. Bayer AIDS or Bayer AIDS scandal, something like that. I can't remember specifically. By the way, a shout out to Alex Jones. Even though you've done some stupid things and you said some stupid things, you're the guy who actually got me to start opening up my mind. I didn't know that 9/11 was an inside job. I thought some godforsaken Muslims had screwed up and they were just lost and they were trying to embarrass and do all these terrible things. But sometimes Alex Jones gets it right, even though he blames Muslims for a lot of things and says he's a big supporter of Israel and the Jews and Zionism and all that. It's strange. What a strange man. But some of the things he says, I mean, it opened up our eyes. And then you see what happened to him, because they went after him and they censored him. That was the first sign. That was the first sign that should have told you something is wrong. Something is deadly wrong here. What they're up to, what they're coming up to, what they're doing, they're censoring people. They go after Alex Jones. And then they censor Donald Trump, the president of America. What kind of a nation is this where they can take away the voice of the leader of a nation? If this system isn't broken, I don't know what to tell you. And let me explain to you, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna put it out there. I don't even care. I'm gonna tell you how one of the ways we're gonna destroy these SOBs, okay? They may think they're going to get away with it by hiding records. It's not going to work. You're going to fail. I'm going to give you the biggest ammunition right now, right here. I know you're listening, you sons of bitches. I know you are. You, social media groups, are actually government entities. Why do I say this? You're government contractors. Why do I say this? Because you took $1 from the federal government, state government, city government. The fact that you got paid by a government, okay, but by the US government, okay, makes you an arm of the government. It puts you under their tutelage, and you have to respect the Bill of Rights, the freedom of speech, all the other things down there, okay? You have to. You don't have a choice. That's why we're going to destroy you. We're going to find you out, and we're going to destroy you, okay? In the name of God, we're going to find you out. This is going to be a jihad on you social media monsters that have been choking the lifeblood of our freedom of speech, and you're going to be destroyed. Because we have the First Amendment first, and then you have the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, to protect the First Amendment. That's what it's there for. Arm yourselves, brothers and sisters. Arm yourselves, because like I said, World War I is coming. The other wars were nothing in comparison. That's why. And we're gonna finish the job this time. No Hitler, no Mao, no Stalin. None of these guys ever did. They're all, you know. At least Stalin and Mao, I know were evil. I'm not going to discuss Hitler with you because I don't trust the story, the official story. Okay, when I tell you can't discuss things like the Holocaust, I want to know why. I want to know why. How you make something like that illegal? Oh, it's illegal to talk about it. And in England, you have to have a license to watch a TV. Think about that. They come to your door. They threaten you. I think they arrest you. They demand money from you. If you don't have a license to watch a television, you can't have access to information because you're peasants, you're slaves, you're dogs. You understand? And then they have something called the VAT tax. A VAT tax, a global tax on top of whatever the hell else. Excuse me. So pardon me for saying that. Okay, I'm a passionate man. Like I said, I'm direct. But they have a VAT tax. And what do they do out here in California? They look for all these seedy, evil, satanic ways to implement things like this. They want to put a black box in your car and charge you by the mile because they're not racking up enough dollars off you. We're paying 68, 78 cents a gallon in taxes. In LA, you go there to get gas. I think I saw the other day a photo online. It says $6.99 a gallon for premium in LA. In San Diego here, we're about $5. Okay? By the time, even if none of what I said was true, even if all of the things I said were not correct, by the time America hits $8 a gallon, we will have a war in the streets. We will, I assure you. If we have brains, we are going to go to war, and we're going to bring this evil empire down, the satanic system, and all these evil jinns. Okay? Wow, I feel like a weight's been lifted